After successfully launching a recovery drink, LLEWELLYN, alcohol spelt backwards, LLEWELLYN DEVEREAUX has now launched a book called The Mastery Code, a book that teaches progressive mindset. LLEWELLYN, welcome to The Loft.
Hey, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Are you well?
We are well, we are motivated and feeling really good. You know, touching base with incredible individuals like yourselves. You're not only an inventor, you're not only an author, but you're also just such a creative, motivational mind. And I just want to dive a little bit into all of that. LLEWELLYN, what made you write this book and how do you want to help people with it?
I realized in my journey of building LLEWELLYN that there was a lot of things that I had to let go of that I didn't know I had to let go of, right? Yeah. So it was a thing of, I did the journey, I started with nothing, I knew nobody, and I just finished varsity at Wits, having done economics, but I wanted a different kind of life. And so instead of writing the book first, I decided to go on the journey so I could at least have the experience to be able to understand what it is that I'm trying to do. And I mean, The Mastery Code is the third book that I've written. So, you know, I've written two before this, and the first one, publishers said I was too young, and they said that I had to be a psychologist or a speaker to sell the book, so that kind of failed. And then after I did the journey, it was basically like leaving Egypt and going to my own promised land. I did that, and then I realized that I had the keys and I had the map, and I was like, actually, people need these keys. So the book is supposed to be able to make sure people get there quicker and sooner without having them to like waste their time. I just got the keys and I'm saying, here's the keys, unlock your mind, and then walk through the door that you're supposed to walk through. So I don't tell people what to think. I'm just saying I'm unlocking your mind because if it's not unlocked, it's a problem.
Give us a brief description of the three divisions of the Mastery Code book: self-mastery, money mastery, and purpose.
The word mastery I use because it basically means a superiority over the thing that I'm speaking to. So when I said self-mastery, the first thing an individual must first understand is that you must first define yourself. You must decide who you're going to be, what you're trying to do, where you're trying to, and I mean how you're trying to go about it. So the first thing first is direction. Number one. So you start off in this wide format with all the potential in the world, and then you have to narrow it down to decide what it is you're going to do. That imposes discipline onto you. Okay. So you have to have a vision. You have to have something where you're trying to go. That vision and you being pulled into a narrow tunnel will then eventually get you to develop and build whatever you've got. And then over time, after that, you can then expand outwards in a certain way. Because all the great people that you know them for one thing. Michael Jordan, basketball. Tiger Woods, golf. Only a few things are necessary, not too many things. Yeah. So then from there, once you define yourself and you expand yourself, you must understand money is a very important part. People hate it, but it's the truth. You must be fruitful and multiply. Not fruitful and add. You must be fruitful and multiply. So the only way you're going to be able to enjoy life, you have to be able to master the concept of money without having to always think money is something you have to work with, because it's all about purpose. So purpose, after mastering money, you have to be able to get rich as a person, get wealthy as a person, not so you can be wealthy, but so you can do all the things you want to be able to contribute. Yeah. And so purpose speaks to contributing because it is about being fruitful and multiplying. So when you're a fruit, if you're a peach tree, you don't eat yourself. You know what I mean? What
would you say is individuals' number one mistake, and how do we overcome it?
Individuals don't take responsibility. That's the main thing. They don't take responsibility. It's all about blaming everyone else and blaming everything else. So you never take responsibility. So because of that, you never get clear on what it is you want to do, and you never get started. It's all great and fair to one thing, but a lot of people just never get to a point they get clear, and they let everyone else kind of like decide what they should want and how they should go about life, and that's the problem. You don't take individual responsibility for your own life. Nobody is coming to save you. That's just facts. That's real talk. That's real talk.
One of your quotes to live by is just to be your authentic self. Now, is this a mistake that you feel people often make, and why is it so important to be authentic?
I always say to people that you're only effective when you're authentic. So what I tell people all the time is that when you see a child and you see a child playing in whatever they're playing with, the child is fully composed, the child is fully there, the child is doing, and the child is having fun. So what happens is that you're seeing the child in their most authentic expression, playing with whatever they're playing. With us, as we grow up, because we've been taught to be inauthentic, we've been programmed away from our core aligned self. So because we're doing everything else we don't want to be doing a lot of the times, we're inauthentic. And because we're inauthentic, we can't be effective. Because the thing about effectiveness is that it requires you to be able to be so good at what you're doing that you're able to be enthusiastic about it. Now, the word enthusiastic, it comes from the Greek word entheos, which means the projection of the God within. That's what entheos means, enthusiastic. So when a child is playing, a child is having fun. So that's why we're so attracted to people that are having fun. When people are having fun, they're smiling, we're attracted to that. And that's why you can only be effective when you're enthusiastic, only when you're authentic. That is why that's something that's very important. And that's why you have to get clear with it. You have to be clear to say, I want to be authentic. I want to express myself as me, because that's me right now, walking to life as me.
Okay, LLEWELLYN, now that we've got these 3 tips and we know quite practically how to use them, I want to find out how then do we apply it to our lives so we can be these successful entrepreneurs?
Yeah, like I said, it's just number one, you have to get clear on what is it you want. What do you want from your life? Be honest with that. Stop letting people tell you what you should want, what you shouldn't want. So first, master yourself. Understand that mighty is he that can control others, but mighty is he that has mastered himself. That's Lao Tzu, right? 2,000 years ago. And then on top of that, you have to be able to understand you can be creative, you can be awesome at what you want. But the thing is, you can be creative and it's cool for you to be creative right now, but you have to be able to master the fact that you must make bank. You must be honest and unapologetic about the fact that you want to make money from what you're doing. This thing of, just doing what you love for no reason, that's not going to get you anywhere. You have to be honest with it, which means that you must look at what you have, understand the business side of your creativeness. Don't just be creative for the sake of being creative. You know what I mean? And then from there, you have to know that it doesn't last forever. So at some point, you have to think about your creativity to be used to contribute to the next generation. Don't just think you're going to be cool forever. It doesn't work that way. Just be real.
Okay. That is definitely a tough pill to swallow for many, but I love the hard passion and just the straight facts that you are representing right now. LLEWELLYN, DEVEREAUX, more power to you. We're going to definitely ask for book 4 because if this is what you're preaching, we're definitely signing up. Goodbye.
Thank you. Ahoo.
Ahoo! On that note, living your best authentic self is key in our world today. Now, for more information, tips, and online classes, please follow LLEWELLYN or the Mastery Code.